Welcome back to the season 21 review. And as you guys can see, here's the team. And I'll tell you why we're only showing the team, and later on I'll show you why. Because season 22 is going to be literally the biggest ever season. And I'll explain why, and you'll see why when we pull up the division rivals in a moment, or at the end of this episode, so stay tuned for that. But for the big part, we are just going over the ratings, going over player performances in season 21. And first, we're going to start with our two debutants in Thurum and Elise. Overall, Thurum, alright. Elise, a little underperforming, I will say, I have to say. I thought Elise would come in and provide a little bit better finishing. Didn't really see that finishing. His pace, to be honest, wasn't that great. He can dribble through a lot of situations, but honestly, a little lackluster. He did have 257 goals, 240 assists. He had a man of the match, but again, I mean, to be fair, my wingers, they weren't necessarily the most end product, which sounds crazy when you say 257 goals and 240 assists. But you have to keep in mind we played almost 3,000 or 1,300 matches. So I mean, we played the most amount of matches we've ever played, and you'll see why that makes sense for our striker. But for our wingers, really didn't deliver. Going to the other side on Henry, I mean, 333 goals, 198 assists. He did have 3 hat tricks. At least he had 1. But again, I mean, to be fair, Henry was a little bit better on his wing. He was able to dominate his fullback. I didn't really see that much from Elise, but hopefully it'll get better as the tactics get better for next season. Thurum on the other side, going to the defense. Interesting. I think he's great with elastic tackles. He's great at chasing down attackers. But just regular defense, I did see a couple of holes in this game. Again, it's an improvement, but how much of an improvement it is debatable. He did score 20 goals with 6 assists, but his partner in Saliba, I think Saliba had a great season. 28 goals. I mean, he just piled on the goals. Just winning aerial duels all the time. And 9 assists for him. The fullbacks are probably the biggest disappointment, if I'm being honest. I think wingers and fullbacks are wide play, which is just horrendous, I have to say. Maicon on Davies, in terms of creating chances, really poor. I mean, 79 assists for Davies, 56 assists for Maicon. Davies had the same amount of assists last time. Maicon had even lower, just really no end product, and even goals, 18 goals for Davies, 19 for Maicon. Just really disappointing. I expected a lot more, especially making Maicon captain, but maybe he'll step up next year. However, keeper, I mean, he is a keeper. Just put it the way it is. I don't think Van der Sar changed the game. He did save this a couple times, but to be honest, average again. He did have a little bit better. But now we get on to my favorite part. Well, I guess second favorite part. The midfield. Because the midfield dominated this season. And I'll tell you what. The midfield is the reason why we had such a good season. We had our best winning percentage, I think it was. Yeah, we had our best winning percentage. And 35% of just a little bit above 35.04 winning percent. It is because of these guys. This guy stepped up in a huge way. Normally, he gets 70, 80 goals max. This season, stepped up 142 goals, almost doubling his goal tally from last season. So big up to him. Matthias, I want to say, had the same amount of goals. Yeah, Matthias, same amount of goals. Did a little bit better in the assist tally, but I mean, was so dominant. But this guy right here, and it pains me to say this, he's gonna be bowing out in terms of career-wise. But man, that guy right there, what a player he is. Pirlo leaves the club with a career of 758 goals and second highest in assists with 864 assists. I mean, this season, his easily standout season. First of all, he had a hat trick. But he had 217 goals, 236 assists, 76 man the matches, which is more man the matches than Elise, with 3 of those beating perfect ratings. This guy, I said he was the heartbeat of the team, and he is. I mean, you talk about just dominating the midfield, whether it's defensively, attacking wise. I mean, he did it all. Literally the heartbeat of the team, and it pains me to say that he has to go. But believe me, the next guy we're bringing back, if you want to hint, he's all the way back from season 1. He's coming back, and I think he's come with a point to prove because he recently got a new card, and I like the look of that new card. But finally, we've kind of breezed through the others. This one we got to take our time on. This one we have to take our time on because the man up top, the first ever player to do the Triple Crown. Player of the Month, Golden Boot, and Playmaker Award. He won them all. And we kind of wonder whether or not this guy could be a solo striker. We wonder, for a striker, can he carry the attack? If you're ever wondering, if you think that you're looking for a new striker and team in the season that Van Basten, and while I do think he's good, this Cruyff card is going to remain dominant even with team of the season. I mean, maybe Isak could be better than this card. That's about it in terms of team. In terms of strikers at the moment, only Isak. And that's if he gets a team of season card. But first of all, he had 12 hat tricks. He had 13 man of the match, or 13 not man of the matches, but 13 perfect ratings. Most players get 4, or the most we've had is like 8 or 6 or 7. Yeah. This guy doubled that with 13. I think last season he had 10, so he was on route to get about 13. This guy had more than double the amount of man of the matches that any of our attackers, that anybody had in the team, with 223 man of the matches. That shows you how much of a player he was. 546 goals this season, averaging a little more than a goal per 2 games. Literally, he was averaging a goal per 2 games. With the assist count of 325. GA wise, he was a little, nearly a goal per match. This guy was insane. This guy, the heartbeat of the attack. I mean, I don't know where we'd be without him. If you don't have him, save your coins to get him. If you do have him, keep him in your team. Don't replace him yet, because I don't think there's gonna be. Me personally, I don't think there's gonna be a better striker than he is. Weak foot, strong foot, doesn't matter. This guy delivers goals. He delivers assists. But we're going to get into the ratings, because the ratings were interesting this season. And then finally, we're going to cap off with a little bit about season 22, because I've already seen some changes that are made to season 2021. And that's what I was kind of alluding to at the beginning of the season, or at the beginning of this video. So, starting in the defense, we're going to start from worst, and we're going to work our way up to the top average rater. So for Van der Sar, 6.26. Thuram with a 6.35. Saliba with a 6.36. All these were improvements. Like I said, fullbacks were impressed, and it shows. They both, again, did a little bit worse than last season. 6.39, both of them. Then we have our 6. And when I say, our 6 had the same rating as our right winger. That's how dominant Ricard was. Him and Olise have the same rating. So they both had 6.87. Elise, again, like I said, a little bit worse. Looked a little bit worse than Hamzik's. But Ricard, the difference between last season and this season, almost 0.3. So, I mean, that is incredible. Henry with a 6.89. Again, was productive, but not enough, not to what we need to be to get to FC champion. And like I said, our midfielders absolutely dominated. Pirlo with a 6.91, Matthias with a 6.93. These two ran the show. And then finally, our striker, a 7.21. I mean, my goodness, the amount of times he carried the team on his back is ridiculous. But that's it for the team ratings. That's it for the stats. But let's take a quick peek at division rivals and what is going to be different. And as you guys can see, look at that. I mean, just look at that. The big thing there, if you look at how long this event's going to be, we can already see some problems. 42 days for this season. I don't know if that's a glitch. I don't know if they're going to or I don't know if that's what they're doing. Either way, I'm assuming, I guess, they're combining these two seasons, and that's going to be when we get the reset and the updates for FC Mobile. If that is the case, this season is going to be very interesting, to say the least. Because you are probably going to see, this is the first time you're going to see teams, it'll be interesting. Because normally, I try to keep my team consistent throughout the whole season. It might be a little bit hard, 42 days. Especially that's throughout the duration of team of the season. That will be an interesting one, because one thing for sure, I'm looking at that left wing Henry. I think I'm gonna get that card for sure. But I mean, 42 days is gonna be a long time. So I imagine there's gonna be some very interesting. There's gonna be a lot of teams. FC Champions going to be interesting to see when players do try to go for it, because I imagine a lot of people are gonna go for it straight away. As you guys can see, I mean, it's been like an hour since it's updated, and you've already got people at Legendary 2. I'm going to start playing right after this and see where we can get off to. But yeah, I mean, this is going to be a very interesting season, to say the least. But anyways, that's it for Season 21. But Season 22 is going to be a big one, so you guys are definitely going to want to tune into that. But anyways, that's it for this episode, and I'll see you guys next season. Peace.